Good evening, Shadows of Nox viewers. Welcome to Avatar Tuesdays. My name is John Blair. I'm your GM for this wonderful experience. I'm here with some fabulous players who I would get to introduce themselves in just a minute. But first, as we do every session so far and every stream so far, I would like to make sure that everyone knows about our spooky snack hashtag. You can use that up to 2 times in a stream to enter yourself into a lovely contest that you will win a prize of possibly things that are edible for you to eat, made by our lovely John Panabon. So make sure you get those hashtags in and do that for spooky season. I think the drawing for that is going to be on Halloween with the game that Isabitz is running. I don't have all of the details in my head right now, but I'm sure our fabulous clock will be able to tell you all about that as soon as we get to him in just a minute. Before that, I would like to do our little introduction, just like as if you were watching an episode of the Avatar TV show. So if you'd like to use your theater of the mind for a minute as we turn on the TV and enter into this week's episode of Avatar on Shadows of Nox. Fire, air, water, earth. Across the 4 nations, whispers of shadowy forces and spiritual corruption loom over the land. In the aftermath of their chance escaped from Captain Cho Ying and his forces, our heroes bear the weight of their recent struggles. Their trusty flying bison trinket is injured and is in need of healing, a reminder of the ambush they narrowly survived. As they prepare to journey towards the Foggy Bottom Swamp, now accompanied by Lyra, a mysterious member of the Shadow Cabal, freed from the pirate's brig, they seek to uncover the truth behind the Cabal's sinister plans. Yet, as they prepare to navigate the misty depths of the swamp, they must confront external dangers and uncertainty from perhaps even within themselves. Their path is fraught with trials, but together they stand strong against the encroaching darkness. All right, and with that, we can start with our cast introductions. I'm going to pick somebody at random. Eeny, meeny, miny, Grim.
Hooray! Hi, I'm Grim. I recently wrapped up for our spooky season anniversary here on Shadows of Nox the chill 3-shot for the spoof files. I nearly killed a player, and I kind of wish I'd have been a little bit meaner, but that's okay. I will be picking back up on being villainous next month, so stay tuned for that, as I am GMing that particular game. Tomorrow, I'll be here for Power Rangers Centurion Ridge, and then I'll be back on Thursday for Alien, as I have referred to it, Alien the TPK. Isabeth's wonderful game where I'm pretty sure we're all going to die. But that's okay. It's Alien. We should expect to die. If you're playing Alien and you don't expect to die, you're playing the wrong game. Just saying. Tonight, I am playing Masaru, the prodigy, who is very much a pre-himbo. He's not quite to the beefy stage yet, but he's got everything else going on. And occasionally, you can also catch me on Lucas G Variety playing Fallout. We played Saturday, so you can view the replay on Twitch under Lucas G Variety. It's a good time. Other than that, I think I'm all done.
All right. Let's go with, how about Rezin? How about you go next?
All right. Hi, I'm Rezin. You can find me here on Twitch at Rezin the Owlbear. I'm also here on the Shadow of Nox for Shadowrun, Avatar Tuesdays, and this upcoming Isabitz Kills Us All Extravaganza Alien Spooktacular, where the winner of hashtag Spooky Snacks will be announced. So, get your hashtag Spooky Snacks in tonight, get them in again tomorrow night, and win a chance or earn a chance to win a delicious box of extravagant goodies galore.
I feel like we're overplaying how delicious that stuff's going to be.
Yeah, no, it's probably not going to be that delicious.
No, it's really good. We had
The
some of the
haunted doll
baked
might
goods.
not make it good.
Ooh, haunted doll.
John said something about a haunted doll when I played with him on Saturday. So possibly a haunted doll in there? Question mark? All the fun things for you to find out if you enter in this hashtag spooky snacks. And tonight I'm playing Chime, our fearless and very tired pillar of our group. Yeah.
All right. Let's go with Lottie. How about you go next?
Sure thing. Hey, it's me, Lottie All the West. You can find me at Lottie All the West on all major social media platforms except for X because I don't like that guy who runs it. And yeah, I am around Shadows of Nox quite a bit, doing stuff. Excited to go back to being villainous. We're gonna have so much fun. I am Blue Power Ranger in the podcast. Cecily Adwell, she's great. I GM'd a little one shot that I think we might be doing a little Christmas thing for the holiday season. So maybe, I don't know. We have talked about it. I've been told that there's lots of availability, so there might be more Star Trek on the horizon. That might be a lot of fun. I also am a LARP writer and LARP content creator, marketing director for BCon, which is a LARP convention here in Chicagoland. We also got My LARP Whispering Pages, which is going to be featured at Intercon in Rhode Island in March. And I'm also on the writing team for Hawkins, which is a Kids on Bikes 80s scary LARP. Hawkins, Wisconsin, not Hawkins, Indiana, to bar off all legal repercussions that would come with it. And that's going to be happening next year in the Wisconsin Dells. So if you're interested in any of that, you can always follow me on social media and I will hook you up with the details. Today I'm playing Dora Lee. She is the swamp bender that is always ready to yap. So let's get yapping.
You could say she is actually the last yap bender.
The last yap bender. That is Dora Lee. She is the yap bender. I'm here to yap.
I think we're gonna have Kit go next.
Oh no, not me.
Oh no.
Hi everybody, I'm Kit. I've been in a number of the spooky season one-shots. I am also in the Being Villainous 102, which is start back up here next month. I am also in Isabet's Most Likely Murder Fest coming up here on Halloween. I play in the Fallout game on Lucas G Variety as well. And Jesus, I need to start scheduling my life more efficiently. All right. And here in this game, I am playing Sister Chime, our airbender icon from the Order of the Moth Tiger. I have anxiety.
Don't we all? And then to round it out, I'll have Clock go last.
Hi everybody, my name's Joe, also known as Clockwork Tuba. You can find me both on Twitch and YouTube under the same name. I usually play cozy games on my streams, but right now we're playing through MechWarrior 5 Clans, and I get to be big stompy robots, which are always fun. Another big thing, because they're just starting to show up in the wild, the print copies of Subversion, the role-playing game, are coming out, which I actually was a paid writer on, and that still boggles my mind and is one of the coolest things that's happened to me. I've been on assorted things of the one-shots. I am also part of the Isabeth will slaughter us all like children before the wheat thresher that is her DMing style on Thursday. But as a reminder for things... Oh, no dying. As a reminder for things, you can enter twice for hashtag Spooky Snacks on every stream on Shadow of Nox for this month. That means that we are coming down to the home stretch. So you have tonight's stream, you have tomorrow's stream, and then you have partway through Thursday's stream. When we're getting close to ending it, aka when Isabeth has killed enough of us, she will call a moratorium to entries. So any entries you want to get in, you have 2 per stream, but get them in tonight, get them tomorrow, and then some partway through Thursday, and then after, Isabeth sits on her throne of blood and gore ahead of all of our dead bodies. She will pull a name for the entry to see who gets the goodie bag.
That was so spooky.
Yeah, I don't know where the spooky sound came from, but good. I can start summoning spooky sounds on command.
We seem to have lost Grim from the stream, so
that's
let's.
what
I
happened.
think we should wait a minute.
Wait a second. Oh, I forgot that like Discord has like spooky sounds going on for all of October.
Yes.
And like that was legitimately I was like, what?
Yes, for those of you who probably couldn't hear that, Grim ended up dropping from our call, and there was a very interesting spooky wind woo sound, so it was quite ominous for sure. Anyway, while we figure that out, I'm sure he'll be back soon. I would like to do our little thing of previously on Avatar, where I ask the players, what happened last time? What'd you guys do?
Mostly got shot at.
Mostly got shot at.
Become their friend.
I made a new friend.
Yes, Polly did break free.
Oh, right. Sorry, I was distracted by Grim leaving. On tonight's stream, I am playing Li Shen, the Elder, the only non-bender of the group, and the wizened old soldier who is 3 days from retirement and certainly is absolutely going to survive and be absolutely fine. But yes, I got to meet a prisoner on the ship. And then I got to enter the ship through a very different means than everyone else. Everyone else got to ride the sky bison down on the thing. I got to be dropped off the ship into the water.
Yes, you were thrust from the bison and into the depths below, as Chime had a difficult time evading some of the boulders and other obstacles that were being thrown at the party. So you did end up in the waters, but you did meet a interesting person. They seem to be garbed in the same rags as some of the ones that you've found at Sunland Village, which means that they're probably a member of this shadow cabal organization thing that you don't know much about, but is probably trying to upset the balance of the world, at least with the spirits as far as they're concerned. So yeah, you kind of have access to an interesting person here. So we'll see how that goes. This is the part where I would probably pivot to Grim and be like, Grim, what did you do? And he would say, I shot a lightning bolt through the through the ship.
Sometimes these things happen.
Which leaded to your escape. I say escape loosely. Not that the pirates are going to chase you; they're dealing with a sinking ship. But
well, also to be fair, we did also get captured by pirates. I think we should probably mention that. We kind of skipped over that part.
There were
pirates
pretty quickly.
There were pirates. They attempted to capture you. They wanted the bison. Bisons are hot commodities in this world. Because you can get places pretty quickly with them, and they'd be probably pretty good for a criminal organization to have. So they wanted the bison, but they couldn't get her. You guys were able to get off the boat.
Of course not.
But
Trinket's a good girl. She wouldn't do crime.
That's true. But Trinket did get hit a couple times there, so she might need a little bit of TLC, which will lead us into this session. Should we wait for Graham, or should we?
He's in the middle of restarting his Discord to try and get it up.
Okay, That's fine. Does anybody else have anything they want to add about last session?
I definitely tried to yap my way out of it, but it did not work.
You also definitely tried to waterbend your way out of it, and that didn't work either.
You know what? The dice were telling a story, and the story was, you're not going to win today, baby girl. And sometimes it just be that way. And it's not a great thing.
I was telling you there was too much salinity in the water.
Yeah, usually I'm used to a different kind of water content, so it's just got me off my game.
More brackish, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, harder waters, more minerals, maybe.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know.
Swampier.
Sorry about that. Apparently, my Discord decided it wanted to not work. Just
No
randomly.
big deal. It's okay. You're here. That's all that matters. I will ask. I believe last session, you, Grim, you and Kit were able to level up.
Yes, I advanced.
You advanced. I was curious as to what you decided to take your advancement point in, but I suppose I can just check your sheet.
Well, I was actually going to bring that up, is I can't figure out how to add a move from another playbook.
Well, to be fair, you do have you still need another tick in order to do that. So we can perhaps talk about that.
What?
Yeah, there's two. So at the bottom where
Yeah, that's because you can only do it twice.
Oh, I thought it was like if you advance.
No,
If you get an advance, you click it, and then you if you get another advance, you click it again, and then you get it.
No,
That's what I thought it was.
No, you can only do everything except raise a stat. You can only do twice.
We'll probably have to. You can probably tell me which one it is, and then we'll probably just have to put it in manually. I'm pretty sure we can do that somehow.
Yeah, there is. It's one of the moves from the Destin 1 playbook, but we can figure that out. I'll play with it a bit some more if we want to get moving on what's going on.
I think I figured it out. There's a gear in the upper right corner by the avatar logo of the character sheet.
Oh, is that it?
Mm-hmm. It's really tiny.
Yeah, that's not going to let you do the thing, though, because it only lets you pick the playbook sheets.
I'll play with it.
Enemy.
But we can get into the game, and I'll figure out how to.
All right. So Chime wants to add a move from a different playbook. What about Masaru?
I have not decided yet.
Okay, that's fine. I just figured I'd ask. Yeah. Okay. So I guess to set the scene, you guys are escaping the clutches of the pirate ship. They're kind of cursing your names as you're flying away. You're headed towards the swamp, but it's clear that Trinket shouldn't really be in the air much longer. You guys definitely need to land. So there's sort of a clearing by the coastline into the trees. There's a pretty dense forest past the mountains that you guys are passing at the current moment. This forest that's surrounding the Foggy Bottom, it's lush, it's verdant. You can hear the sounds of nature. It is getting dark too. You've had kind of a pretty full day so far in this attempt to reach the swamp. Shouldn't have really taken too long, but you were sort of caught off guard. So yeah, what are we thinking? Anyone have anything to say about the chance encounter you guys just went through? Or Chime, are you
my focus is trying to find a good spot to set down for a little so we can take care of Trinket.
Yeah,
for sure.
So I'm on the lookout for a good landing spot.
Yeah, I would say that you definitely are able to sort of scout the area. Obviously, you don't want these people to be chasing you anymore, so it's definitely safe to say that you guys can just kind of drift down towards the coast, and then kind of get into the thicket of the trees for sure. I'm assuming everyone sort of dismounts Trinket as they get off.
Li Shen will help Chime like get like the saddles and everything off to get Trinket fully comfortable.
Yeah. Jamu's going to take our prisoner. Prisoner? Our captive?
I don't know. How would you describe your? I guess
interrogate-e?
To Lee, I suppose. When you released Lyra from the, I don't even know if you guys know that that's her name yet, but anyway,
We do
if you released your captive from the ship's brig, I'm wondering if you like probably kept the shackles that she most likely had on her intact.
Yes,
or
because we're not sure if or what kind of bender she is. It would have been, I got her out of there because I didn't want her to drown, but then putting her onto the bison, it was still not free to move around.
Sure.
All right. Then I think I would take her off to the side, away from where everything's being set up, to sit down and interrogate her.
Okay.
I think Poli goes to join you and visibly checks himself and stops, turns around and walks the other way, and he's going to sit down on the exact opposite side of the clearing and go back to writing his letter.
Yeah. It's fine.
Okay. What about everybody else? I'd like to hear what everyone else is sort of like doing as they're getting off Trinket.
I'm gonna try to see if I can do anything to help Trinket. I don't know if I can. I don't have any healing stuff because I'm not a very helpful hunter, but.
Well, you might not have any healing stuff, but that doesn't mean you might not know anyone who isn't or who is.
I mean,
especially if we're close to where you might call home, perhaps.
Well, if we could get on past that, there. Can I tell where I'm at? Can I tell like how close I am?
Sure. How about you give me an assess the situation? Which is you're rolling with your creativity.
I messed that up. Hit.
Yeah, based on, I mean, you've kind of taken this route a few times, right? So you've gone in and out of the swamp in different angles, and you can kind of tell from where you're at based on some of the surrounding landscape that you can kind of tell where you are in relation to the swamp. You definitely know it's in there somewhere. I'm sure the further you get in, you'll probably be able to like tell more for sure. If you're looking at the map, you guys are like kind of in this if you look at the map on Roll20, you're kind of in this like sort of nook right here in between Omashu and the swamp.
Turn to Chime and say, listen, if we can get on back to my stomping grounds, I know a pretty good healer there that could definitely take care of this kind of situation. I got lots of kin that can do all kind of things to get on through this kind of situation. I'm sure.
How far away is it? I don't know how far Trinket can make it with this, as Chime's basically trying to bandage what she can with the supplies that they brought.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say that Trinket is like mortally wounded, but there's definitely some like deep bruises and might possibly some broken probably not. She's a bison, but I mean, it's definitely not. She's definitely not super comfortable, at least in the air for right now. So I don't think you guys will have too much of an issue moving through the swamp with her if you do choose to go that way. I mean, you could also, I mean, it's up to you guys. You could send a party down there to try and like get some supplies and come back. You could all try and go down there. It's definitely up to you.
Okay. That doesn't help with my question of letting us know how far it is to make those kind of decisions.
Oh, that's true. I would say I mean, I do plan on, I'll say this. I do plan on having you guys reach the swamp if that's what you're like. It's not like far enough away to where like this could go. If anything, will end this session like getting to the swamp, if that makes sense. It's not too far away.
Okay. I'm asking basically in character if whatever the distance is seems like a reasonable distance for Trinket to travel with and make that journey to get to a healer, or if it doesn't seem, or if that seems too far and that we should, bring a healer back.
Okay. Let's do this. How about Dora? How about you give me another assess the situation creativity, please?
Another hit.
Another good hit. I would say, yeah.
One better today, baby.
Can't do much worse.
Yeah, I'll give it to you that I think that you'll be able to make it there without like not having too much problem with Trinket. I think if you guys wanted to go, if you wanted to take Trinket through, it wouldn't be too bad of a journey for her.
There goes Grim.
Grim disappeared
If
again.
you want to kind of Lottie, if you want to kind of like play that out and care.
All right. Well, it seems like I think that we'd be able to get there in good enough time that I don't think it would put too much stress on the poor darling. And I'm sure that as soon as we get somebody to take a look at her, she'll be back up to speed in no time. If we don't fly, I can get us through to there. I know these here parts pretty well, so I think I'll be able to navigate us on through. You just kind of got to trust me, which I know you don't know me that well, but I'm very trustworthy.
Chime is gonna basically go up towards the sky bison's head because there's a lot of sky bison. How about the girl? Do you think you can make it? Should you give me a chuff of some kind?
Yeah, Trinket's gonna kind of look at you with her ginormous eyes and just kind of give a like it's you can tell that she's in a little bit of pain, but she'll suffer through it to get to the healer for sure. Okay, I think with that we might take a little detour to Chamu. So Chamu, what is your plan with dealing with this with your captive?
I just wanted to take her far enough away so that we can't be heard immediately.
Sure.
Maybe,
How are
maybe you hear
you?
words, but you don't hear what we're saying.
Okay.
And I want to use like some positive reinforcement. I want to give her a little bit of food in exchange for a little bit of information.
Okay. Great.
So I'm gonna like pull out like a bit of ration and like break it and look at them and be like, say, not the best of situations being in a cult, What's your cult's name again? I'm just gonna pass them a chunk of food.
I don't know how you expect me to grab that with my hands tied behind my back.
Oh, I thought they were in handcuffs like this.
I don't know.
Okay, I
They could
didn't
be.
know. The player, didn't know.
All right.
So if they're tied behind her,
Ask,
then I'll.
the elder was the one to restrain them, as I recall. So how did the elder restrain them?
Yes.
I probably would have hogtied them, frankly, because
Well,
Well, I mean,
We
if
were-
they were already in sort
Yeah,
of chains
if they were
and
already
stuff,
in
well,
chains, then that's fine. Then honestly, because especially if they're already in chains and they were already in a cell, then most likely they would still have to feed themselves. So probably it is like
That's
it's
right.
it's like the manacles where it's both manacles and both feet, and there's a chain between them, but not enough for them to fully stand, but in front of them.
you're right. You're right.
Because that way they can still feed themselves without having to no pirate has to be on feed the captive duty, because pirates traditionally love that.
Okay. I will amend what I just said then. Ooh, I
And
love
we
the
get more
spooky
spookies.
sounds. Okay, I'm gonna have you plead. Because she's not really interested in at this point really giving you any information. I don't think. I think I understand where you're coming from with the food for sure, but I don't know if she's totally warmed up to you just yet.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's with your harmony.
All right. Well, I got a 0 in that thing, so let's plead. Click the plead button.
there we go. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I kept trying to say things, and Kit was like, I can't hear you. I'm like, well, shit.
You need to. Oh, there you go.
There it is. Yeah, I have to click on the words themselves.
No, that's what I kept doing too.
Get a 4. Miss. So yeah, I go to hand the food and
She kind of looks at you and she sees the food that you're trying to give her, and she's just kind of like scoffs. She's just like, what's the point in telling you anything? I'm still a prisoner. She's gonna like bring up her hands to show the cuffs around them.
depends on how much you tell me.
I mean, I don't know that much. It's not like I was like one of the majors or one of the main people of the organization. It's not like I'm like a high wizard or anything. Just a
Okay. Well, then what is your group called? Let's start with the basics. What's your group called? I hand them the food.
Well, we're called the Shadow Cabal, if you
Mhm.
must know. That's our name. That's what you asked for.
And what is the purpose of the Shadow Cabal?
You think just because you give me a little bit of bread, I'm going to tell you all of our secrets?
What
You're more
choice do you
dense than the
have?
pirates. I don't know. Just leave me here. Give me back to the pirates.
No,
matter to
I think
me.
we'll take you along. You have more to you. I think we'll keep you alive. There's no need to kill you or leave you here for dead.
Okay, fine. Well, I mean, we're not really. They have some sort of plan with the spirits. I'm not too keen on it. I'm really just a lackey, for lack of a better word, I suppose. But they have plans. They think that this world is out of balance, and that to get it back into balance, they need to have the spirits, I don't know, reclaim the world like they used to back in the ancient times.
And why'd you join this group of the Shadow Cabal?
You have so many questions.
Yes, and we'll have better food soon.
You don't go to the swamp. We'll have better food soon. In the swamp?
In the swamp? They don't know we're going to the swamp yet.
Giant pot of gumbo.
Spicy gumbo. Level 5 heat. Be delicious.
If I mean, I joined just, I don't know. They promised me that, like, you know, I don't know. They just sounded a little convincing. I don't know. The leader's got a real way with people, I suppose.
Okay. It's a good start. Looks like my group's ready to go. Can you stand? Alright, I'll help them if they're sitting. I see.
Yeah, you can help them get up, I suppose.
And is there a way I can break at least their feet manacles?
You have the keys.
How are you gonna do it?
Oh, do you have the keys, Polly?
Yes.
Never mind. I'll just go get Polly
Alright. I'll
and see if he
pass-
has keys.
Yeah, I'll pass the keys over. I also think that I assume that the saddle for the trinket can be at least somewhat rolled up to make it more portable, so we're not just dragging a giant carpet through the forest into the swamp. So I think
We could also leave it on trinket.
I think the less weight on her, the better. So I think rolling it up and after passing over the keys, Polly is doing the weird old man thing of, why is the old man lifting way too much over his head? Kind of situation of like getting the saddle situated over his shoulders.
Before we transition, I would like to ask Masaru what he is up to as the group is kind of like debating on going into the swamp, and you see Polly, you see Chu with the captive. Are you with us?
He can hear, but he's still having trouble getting the mic to pick him up. Hold on.
Okay, well then I will leave him be then.
Ah,
Okay. So Cha, what is your, so you take the keys from Polly and you're undoing the ones around her feet?
just so that they can walk a little bit better. And
Okay.
I'm just gonna take the chain in hand and pull them behind me. All right,
Cool.
Okay.
we
Can
walk.
you hear me now?
Hey.
Yeah.
Yes, we can hear you.
I don't know why Discord it's not apparently when I turn on my camera, it decides that it doesn't want to do anything. And then I have to disconnect and reconnect in order for it to let me even talk.
That's so weird. I hate to.
So I'm gonna have to be non-camera tonight if I'm gonna be joining you, unfortunately.
Okay.
just does not want to cooperate, and that's
Your wonderful voice is enough.
So
It's true.
anyway. As I've been trying to say for the 7th or 8th time, Masaru's been keeping an eye out to see if anybody's trying to sneak up on us.
No sneaking. Definitely no sneaking. It's good that you're keeping an eye out. You don't know if the pirates maybe sent some lackeys behind you and maybe like a lifeboat or something. But for the time being, there is no one's on your tail just yet.
He's not just looking out for people, but he's looking out for wildlife because he knows about catfish gators. And those things are scary.
Yeah, there could be some catfish gators in these waters for sure.
mm-hmm.
I was also going to have Doralee turn to the entire party and do like a little warning thing. She's like, I don't know how many of y'all have ever made your way to these here parts. A show of hands, perhaps?
Li Shen raises his hand.
I
Perfect.
assume I've come through at least once.
Well, sometimes you see, I was just going to say that sometimes you can see things that aren't necessarily the way that they're supposed to be.
That's great. I'm glad you said that. That's a
Okay.
great thing to say for sure.
I feel like she would warn people.
Masaru's heard of catfish gators, but he's never seen one. So he's never been in these hair parts.
I will say it would probably be a little rare, even for the seasoned veterans of the group to have actually like been to some of these secluded areas of like the swamp, especially like the villages that some of these people have set up in there. Only because they are so sort of separate from the rest of the world. They keep pretty much themselves. I'm sure you might know that they possibly exist, but I think the fact to have ever interacted with them is probably
I was mainly doing it because Poli's been actively doing the White Lotus thing for decades at this point. So
it's true.
I figured at least once he's shown up, and I think we did have the moment in our first session where Poli dropped into a swamp bender accent.
Yes, you did for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So yeah, Dora, you want to take the lead on walking players through the swamp?
Yeah, this here's my stomping ground, so I gotta represent and take care. But I'm also pretty darn excited to see some of the people that I've been missing. But we want to get this here critter taken care of.
So
Absolutely.
I have a question. Would it
Yes.
be easier on Trinket's legs? Because I think one of Trinket's legs was injured. If Trinket actually tried to swim?
I have a feeling that trying to swim through these waters aren't good for any open wounds.
Fair point.
Also, that's
Yeah.
where the catfish
And
gators
there's a
are.
lot of there's a lot of roots and stuff, so it's like
I will say we're not in like the swamp waters just yet. We're in kind of like a pretty thick forest leading into the swamp. I would say this is a little more marshy, I suppose, rather than full on like.
That's not bad.
Oh, I'm trying to think of like a kind of like a transitional thing of like forest to swamp. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
We
still
haven't-
gonna say shouldn't swim through it.
Yeah, no, I mean getting in the water is probably not a great idea unless it's like
unless you're me.
necessary. It's
Still
also like
probably not a good idea, Dorley.
This here's what I thrive on.
yeah, so you guys are sort of on your way through the waters. Or not the waters. I'm so sorry. I just said there's no waters. Through the thicket of the nature. Trees. The problem is that it's getting sort of it's getting dark. I mean, because of all of the plant life, it is blocking out what little of the sun is left. So it is getting pretty dark as you guys sort of make your way through.
I'm a light source. Can we make a makeshift torch and I'll just light it? I make several.
Yeah, sure. I mean,
That there's using your noggin.
yeah. Do you want to sort of play that out? How would Masaru bring that up?
Masaru's like, hey, it's getting dark. Do you guys want light? Because he can do the whole like flame in his hand thing, but that's only like light for him. He's like, I can make torches. We just need something. We can wrap some stuff around some sticks. Put it in like oil if we have oil, or maybe a little alcohol, and then I can light them on fire, and we'll have torches. He'll pick up like some sticks that are near him. See, we already have sticks. He's gonna hold his hands up with like some sticks.
I assume there's like bracken and elder moss growing from the trees that like hangs that we can use. This
Absolutely.
This always makes good tinder. Do we have any oil on us?
I would say there's no reason why you wouldn't have
A little oil.
the basic necessities in order to create like a basic torch. No, I don't think that's a it's a hard ask for sure.
Wrap these, soak them in oil, let him light them.
Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Haha, torches! We have light.
We also shouldn't.
He's making sure to also do it far away from, out of Trinket's vision, because he doesn't know how Trinket's going to react to him suddenly just shooting flames out of his fists after she's been recently attacked.
Yeah. Oh, I keep getting sorry. I keep getting all these notification sounds and they're like racking my brain. Okay. Okay, I need to stop. Okay. So yeah, you light up the torches, and I mean it does help you see quite in front of you just a little bit. You do kind of I mean it is a foresty swamp area. You hear a lot of wildlife, and for sure you hear the croaking of some bullfrogs, insects, things like that.
I wonder if the bullfrogs have horns, or if it's bulls that have a little frog throat.
Probably that first one.
Bulls with horns, maybe a little snout instead of a, I don't know, frog nose. I don't know.
We should find a place to camp. We shouldn't go too far during the night. The last thing we need is for Trinket to find a sinkhole or trip on something and hurt herself further.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, we could set up some camp.
Sure. I will say, out of the corner of your eyes, some of you see a little bit of like flickering, sort of almost like maybe there's other flames that aren't yours, maybe.
So I'm gonna lean into our swamp bender, whose name I've aptly forgot. I'm sorry.
Dorley.
I'm gonna lean into Dorley and be like, could that be the swamp tribe?
We're way too far off, if I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, you've just kind of entered the area, so it is still a little bit further out for you guys to get to the actual village that you might call home. So
These
yeah, I
folks
would
ain't looking
say
for you. Are they?
I don't think they're my kin, but we can investigate accordingly.
Let's go ahead and put out our torches. We'll move carefully.
Question for our GM here.
sure.
What color are those lights?
Oh,
'Cause
that's
if they're made from flames. If they're made from flames, Masaru would be able to identify at least whether they're really hot, whether they're, because his flames come out, like everybody else's. They're red and orangey, right? So he's like, what color are those flames?
I'm glad you asked what color those flames are. They're
Thank you,
not
Masaru.
normal flame color. They're definitely more bluish. More bluish than normal orangey red fire for sure.
Oh, and they're small flames.
They're small. They're not, and they flicker too. They're kind of like going in and out of like sort of the looking through the trees. You see them sort of like flickering.
Okay, so those are either really hot flames or not natural, and based on the fact that they're flickering the way they are, usually super hot flames don't flicker. They're pretty steady because they're consuming a lot of fuel all at once, and they're really bright. So, and they're not spreading the way super hot flames would, even in a wet marsh, because they would dry out stuff real quick and then start burning them. So I don't know if those are natural flames.
Chime, Poli, do you know what those could be?
I don't know, GM. Do I know what those could be?
Does Doralee know of any spirit guardians of this area?
That would be a great question to ask Doralee.
He just did.
I'm asking that, yes.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah, and then we're asking you.
Okay. I just, I wanted a little more role playing, I suppose, but I'll take it. I'll take it.
As Polly is being addressed, he just turns and says, "Does Doralee know of any spirit guardians in the area?" Like that is what I am saying in character.
Sure.
He's referring to her in the third person instead of going, "Hey, Doralee, do you know?"
Yes, I understand. I got it. Thank you.
No, I'm just saying it's weird for him to say it that way because he's addressing the group and it's like, "Does Doralee know?" instead of just addressing her directly. It's like, hey,
I'm
Li
right
Shen,
here.
Isn't that kind of rude to like refer to her in third person when she's right there?
Yeah, I'm right here. It's hard to miss me.
Dora, you do know that like there are areas of this swamp that are definitely a little more spiritual than others. Again, you know the swamp pretty well, so you're able to kind of like figure out the general direction in which way you go, but you don't know every nook and cranny of it, but you do know that there are some areas of the swamp that are definitely more spirit sensitive, I would say.
Okay. And do I recognize these spirits at all, like this color or anything like that?
I would say that you've maybe heard rumors about some tricky lads that like to play tricks on folks. Probably heard some talk about that in the growing up in the swamp for sure.
Doralee's gonna go, well, I done heard about some trickster things kind of happening in these parts of the woods leading up to our home. Could be them kind of things just waiting for us out here.
Easily ignored. We could continue on, but I think Polly is right. We should just try to find a spot to camp for the evening.
Ooh, spooky. It's hard to ignore. I'm going to be honest with you.
Well, it is kind of spooky, but I was gonna say, can we find a spot? Like, can we get a bird's eye view? I can't jump that high, but could you, Sister Chime? I've heard that air nomads can jump super high. With the whole like wind picking you up and stuff. That sounds really cool. I'd love to learn that trick if I was able to airbend. But whoosh whoosh.
I can certainly get up there, but I don't know how well I'd be able to spot something in a forest. But I can try. And Chime will I suppose jump up to see if she can spot anything from above.
Sure.
Immediately splitting the party and being spirited away. Oh no! Never comes back down.
Sure.
How did she jump?
I would say that let's say that you kind of got kind of high into the trees, so you were able to kind of see maybe a little further than everyone else might be able to, I assume.
Fine shoe.
Yeah, there he is.
Better not be up here.
Sitting in the clearing.
He's waiting.
There does seem to be a clearing that you guys could set up camp if you really wanted to sort of wait out the night. But it does seem to be kind of in the direction of those flickering lights for sure.
All right, and that's the only place that looks viable nearby.
Yeah, that's right in the middle, exactly what I wanted. Yeah, I think there's some other spots that maybe further out you could successfully make a camp. But it is kind of it kind of seems like, based on what you can see, that the progression towards those is in sort of like the same general direction.
Okay. Then when I get back down, presumably safely, having not been spirited away by terrifying spirits in the swamp, I will point towards the direction where the clearing is, and apparently the largest concentration of the flickering lights. It's like, it looks like there's a clearing that way.
Then we move that way and ignore the lights. Polly, do you have any other suggestions?
The group is yours to command.
Right. Let's make our way. And then get camp set up.
I think Dorothy's gonna lean over to Chie and be like, I didn't know we was being commanded.
I think he means their group? I
Ain't we all together? I'm so confused.
Well, I think they're from the same organization, maybe? I'm not sure. They seem to have...
All right, I'm just saying, I never went to no military school, so I'm probably not the one to ask.
I mean,
No.
you can ask. You are traveling with these people. Like, do you want to know anything about their backgrounds or like what you're doing with them? Like,
I think that she's gonna wait for the fire.
Sure. Well, you guys can wait for sure. Absolutely.
I think it's funny to build it up.
Sure. Okay, so as you guys sort of venture towards the clearing, you are noticing more of these flickering sort of lights around you, these small flames. And, they could be just, tricks of the mind, or they could be something to trick you. But as you sort of like go further in this direction, the air starts to get a little thick, thicker than normal, and it starts to get a little foggy. And by a little foggy, I mean pretty thick fog. It starts to kind of mess with your heads a little bit. Polly, you are kind of...
Hold on for a moment. If the fog's starting to get that thick, like, the first instinct would be to blow it away so that we can at least get to the campsite.
It's a great idea.
Yeah, I thought so. I will attempt to do that.
I would like you to give me
rely on skills and training.
He is using Chime's airbending, which she is trained on, in order to push things away.
Unless
It
you're
is-
hoping that I can intimidate the the fog.
Intimidate the fog.
Can
No.
you help her trick the fog?
down, fog.
I'll trick the fog.
Sure. All right. I will give you this.
Guide and
I will let you
comfort
do
the
your.
fog.
I got a 7. It's a hit.
Yay!
A hit. Okay. Yeah, you're able to blow the fog away. However, as it sort of leaves your immediate path, it does seem to sort of still creep back in afterwards. So unless you're planning on consistently just blowing for the foreseeable future until you get to your campsite,
I mean, yeah,
it-
gotta
it-
get a
it
resting
kind of-
spot for trinkets. So
Well,
Can you
I'll
manage
go ahead
that,
and-
Chime? Can you
yeah,
blow?
I'll go ahead and mark the fatigue to deal with the unexpected consequence, as I will keep up a continuous, basically outward breeze, so that the mist cannot encroach upon us as we move.
Okay. I'd like to know what is like. How is everybody moving through this? In this way, are we doing like a single file? Is anyone sort of like lagging behind the group at all, or is everyone sort of staying all up at? I'm just curious as like what the order of the group's movements are.
I figured we were surrounding
Trinket.
Trinket. Yeah, like
Yeah.
to keep Trinket safe, because Trinket is injured, and as it turns out, most likely will be our primary form of transportation. Masaru, being super eager, is probably up near the front, and does not have a torch of his own. He's like doing the whole like flame in hand thing because he can just do that.
Since I'm actively clearing the mist, I assume Sister Chime is probably at the front, so as to forge the mist out of the way. Blow, whatever. You know what I
Dorothy's
mean?
probably pretty close to Masaru. Like if they're like maybe like she'd be like third in marching order, or like off to one of the side of Trinket's head, and with Bao Bao like holding him.
Are you to the left of his head or to the right of his head?
Masaru would probably be on the left side
Then I'll be on the
Okay.
right.
of her head.
I'm
Yeah.
going to ask if anyone is sort of bringing up the rear.
I and the
Yep.
prisoner are bringing up the rear. Unless Polly would also like to be back here.
Considering the fact that I'm carrying the saddle on my back, I think
Probably.
it's probably slogging in the rear.
Okay. All right. As you guys sort of continue through this thick fog, Poli, out of the corner of your eyes, you swear you could see somebody out in the distance.
I would just call forward quietly but insistently. We have company.
You sure it's not just the light tricking? They are spirits.
You say that as if spirits cannot hurt us. Shamu.
Yes, Polly. I'm
Chamu,
aware. that
when
they
he's
can hurt us.
when Poli is talking to you, you aren't really hearing the words that he's saying. They don't really sound like words of affirmation. Everything that is coming out of Poli's mouth, as far as you're concerned at this moment, is critical of you.
Yeah. I think that's why he goes, yes, I know spirits can hurt us. God.
Poli, that man that person that you think you see in the fog, they look really familiar.
But I can't place them, but they look familiar.
They look like someone you definitely have history with. You could swear the longer you stare into the fog, you see Avatar Kuruk.
Never mind. My eyes are playing tricks on me. Focus forward.
Yes, Uncle.
Focus forward. Focus forward.
Did you
I would
say yes,
like-
Uncle?
Yeah, it's a common term in throughout Asian cultures to call someone uncle or auntie as a sign of respect. Even if you don't know them well, you just walk up to them and you're like, "Ah, it's an auntie or an uncle." In this case, it's more of a surly kind of yes, uncle, because he's just stressed, tired.
Fully from the distance, you can sort of hear what sounds like the echoes of Kuruk calling at you, asking you for your help. I would like you to give me. I don't know how to have you roll for this. I'm gonna have you roll a push your luck to see if you can keep your mind focused on moving through the forest.
I believe
I guess
do
it
that
doesn't
just
matter
fine.
that he is screaming at you about his love that you stole from him. That's not bothering you in the slightest. You are pushing forward. You are pushing forward for sure.
Li Shen reaches under his collar to like rub at his right shoulder. At first it seems like it's like there's a pain, but almost if it's like absent-mindedly. And he just shakes his head and goes, "I've watched you die once. I'm not doing that again." And then keep on moving and push through.
All right. Cha, you swear that Poli is right on top of you, just telling you all the things wrong with you and the way you've decided to lead this group so far. He's just calling you inexperienced.
I'm gonna turn around and like almost as if I'm going to snap.
Do you say anything?
Do I see him there?
It kind of looks like him. The fog is still kind of thick in the back where you guys are. Towards the front, it's being sort of blown out of the way, but based on the way air sort of goes around things, it's
became
kind
a
of
robot for a
enveloping you
moment.
guys. Oh, I did.
Oh.
I touched a
Yeah.
little spring. I'd like you to give me a push your luck as well, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
That is your passion.
My passion. Not today.
No. Yeah, he just keeps antagonizing you and antagonizing you. I'm gonna
Damn it!
Fully-
I'm doing the best I can. Under all of this stress, you have to keep goading me like this, Uncle. And here I look up to you, like just
I don't know why you're trying to lead this group, Chamu. You know you don't have it in you. Does anybody else hear what's going on?
I mean, I was just about to ask if we did.
Yeah, because we're near the front. We may or may not hear them. I feel like
They
Holy
might
Shit
be in the
actually heard it.
spirit world right now. So that's
Yeah.
really a question. GM,
I will
do
say
we
if-
hear him
I will
yelling?
say if
really
you-
thirsty.
I will say if you choose to hear, I will say some of you more towards the front probably don't hear the antagonizing that is happening to him, but you do hear him sticking up for himself or
yelling
back. So some of you more towards the middle might kind of hear what sounds like maybe whistling or some sort of idea. It's like something, but it doesn't really sound like much in the way of like other people's words or anything. I'm just curious if anyone is like
Dorley's gonna be like, y'all okay back there?
Masaru definitely didn't hear it. He's too busy keeping an eye out for stuff.
That's fine. Yeah, I'm gonna say. Is anyone? Would anyone like to try and see what's wrong with Chamu, or are we just gonna keep kind of
No,
pushing forward?
Dorley said, y'all okay? I think she would try to check and see what's going on. Because she knows that this kind of area can play tricks on people, and she's concerned. Okay. Not everybody has strong willpower like she does.
Would you say is there anything other than just are you okay? Do you have Chamu, do you have a response to her?
Everything's fine. It's just like a sharp cut. That's it. Everything's fine. So keep moving, and we'll get to the clearing.
I guess my question is this, because I don't think I've stopped hearing Avatar Karuk screaming at me.
No, but you're definitely doing a good job of like pushing it into the back of your mind for sure.
But do I hear what's going on with Chamu, or is it more of like I'm not hearing what's going on up there from what's going on with...
I think you're a little preoccupied pushing your thoughts out of your mind. How about this? How about Dora, how about you give me a guide and comfort?
That's what I was looking for. Let me see what that roll is for. That's harmony. All right. Let's see. That's a hit. Man, I am doing so much better than I did last game. Wow. Whew.
All right.
The Dorley was broken.
No, I love that.
Hard to do worse.
I would like you to kind of like play this out. Like, is there something that you want to say to Chamu? Is there something like, how would you calm? You've probably dealt with this before.
Yeah, I've dealt with
this. Or
you
have seen, or you've heard about this before. You've heard about this fog that these lights bring you into to try and veer you off the path of this, towards your village. So you've heard that like this can happen. So do you have any words to help him?
She's gonna turn. It's like, listen, buddy, I don't quite know you that well, but I do know that you got a good heart, and whatever's plaguing you right now is probably something that maybe ain't so serious. Because she's like trying really hard to like not tell people that they're like crazy, because she thinks that that's really dismissive in this kind of situation. Because it's very like it hurts, like, to be called crazy, especially when you're going through a traumatic thing. So I think that she's like, can you tell me what's going on? I know these places. If you need some help, I can help you.
Chamu, because she got a hit, you have a decision. You can embrace what she's saying, and you can take what she's saying to heart, or you can choose to not listen to them. So I'm going to let you choose. There are certain, if you accept, you embrace the guidance and comfort, you can clear a condition or 2 fatigue. They can shut you down. They inflict a condition on you, so you'd be able to put a condition onto Dora here. and you can shift your balance.
I think I'm going to lean into it. I think he realizes like he's been really curt with her, even though she's trying to be helpful and whatnot, and it's not her fault that he's hearing these things from Polly. So he's gonna lean into it and be like, "No, you're right. I just haven't had a lot of sleep, and we've been going, and then we got attacked. It's just been a lot, and."
Listen, whatever is plaguing you out here is 100% real to you. So I'm not discounting that nor saying that nothing that they're trying to do to you or whatever isn't real, because it's real in a way that it can affect you. But, you know, we can get through this and keep on moving. And I know that whatever's going on that's making you all grumpy, we can get better if you get some sleep going on, which we're going to get to.
Yes, that sounds like a good idea. Sounds like a good plan.
Great. Would you like to clear 2 fatigue, or would you like to clear your insecure condition that you've had since our first session?
I'm gonna clear the insecure.
All right.
Cute. Like, that's like a really like cool mechanic. Sorry, that's really cute.
Yeah.
Like from like a storytelling perspective, that's adorable. Oh.
So like he sits there for a moment and he goes, "I'm sorry, I was so sharp. I've just been under a lot of stress, taking up this new role in my organization as the leader has me on edge, and I have very big shoes to fill, police-sized shoes to fill." And
Well, I don't know nothing about much shoes because I don't wear them a lot, but I think you know what you're doing and you don't give yourself enough credit. So maybe you need to be a little bit less harsh on yourself.
I believe you're correct. Thank you for your kind words.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
do like how you guys are having this heart-to-heart while 20 feet back, Li Shen is just getting bitched out by the Avatar.
By the way, where's Polly?
He looks like the spirits. You
You didn't
stole
help
my
me.
girlfriend.
You stole my girlfriend. The spirits killed me. How do you feel about that? I will say
you're a bad friend.
but I mean, it doesn't seem like he's really, I mean, he's not being vocal about it. He's just kind of pushing through. But I will say, with your sort of guidance, Dora, you guys do end up coming to a clearing.
To say one of the saddest things for the night, I will say this is probably not the first night a vision of Avatar Karuk has bitched out poor Li Shen. This is just the first time it's happened magically.
Absolutely.
Don't worry, it's fine.
So, Chime, you can rest your lungs. This fog seems to kind of be sort of not really affecting this area. It's sort of it's a clearing. It's a lot drier than sort of the muck you've been kind of swamping through for the last few minutes, or perhaps longer. Who knows? But there seems to be just there's like a clearing, and then there's like a single tree sort of sprouting into the sky. It's not as big as like the big spirit tree, but I would say it's one of the, like, you know, branched off trees from it. So the spirit area around it is calmer. So this is a place that you guys could probably set up camp if you wanted to.
I mean, that is in fact why we came here.
That's true.
Yeah.
Seems the thing to do.
And since we've made it out of the thicket of the fog, I think now is a good time to take our break. So
Break.
Hooray!
Woo!
That'll let me try to see if I can actually fix the camera problem and get everything working.
all right, yeah. So
I think could we close on like Poli having or Chamu having that moment of like, hey, where's Poli? As we get into the clearing and like turning back and waiting for him to come out of the fog.
yeah. Do you want to say anything to him as he's coming out? Do you want to do any guiding and comforting?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, I want to do some guiding and comforting. When we return,
Welcome back to Avatar. If you are just joining us, our lovely group has ventured through the thicket of the forest into the areas of the swamp that Dorali calls home. And they went through some weird fog that was causing some mild hallucinations to some members of the group. And namely Li Shen and Chamu. And they Chamu at least was helped by our lovely Dora as she was helping guide and comfort him out of the fog. But before we go back to the story, I believe Clock has some words of encouragement for you guys to get your spooky snats hashtags into the chat.
Absolutely. Just don't forget, you get 2 entries per stream. If you only have 1 entry so far, put a second one in the chat. If you haven't done any before, what are you doing? Don't you want free
On.
stuff?
Spooky
The treats are
Nice.
really good.
The treats are really good. So yes, put hashtag spooky snack into the chat. Don't forget, you can do that twice per stream up to part way through the Halloween spooktacular. So get the 2 in for today, 2 in for tomorrow, and then make sure you are there bright and early at the start of stream on Thursday to get them in as well.
Do we know when that stream starts?
I should know when that stream starts, but I'm a terrible human being, so give me a second.
Doing a great.
7.
Is it 7?
I have 7 down, so maybe that's
7 Central,
time?
8 Eastern.
8 Eastern, 7 Central. Mark your calendar. All right. Chamu, you were saying that you wanted to sort of help Poli out of the fog.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What how about were you going to attempt to guide and comfort him? Was that your
I
was
am.
that your
Yeah.
Okay. Well, whenever you're ready for that roll, just roll with your harmony.
I don't know if it actually rolled with Harmony. It didn't give me that choice.
Oh, it yeah, I mean if you
It'll do it automatically if you click the move.
Yeah, I did. That's the auto, but it
Cool.
doesn't say. Yeah.
well, you got a miss. I don't know if you saw that, but you got a 5.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Okay, great. Unfortunately, do you have yeah, he's not listening to you. He's kind of shut down, I suppose. Do you have Poli, do you have any response to anything that Chamu is trying to tell you? And Chamu, what are you trying to say specifically?
Like I see him coming back out of the fog and into our clearing. And I like reach to put a hand on his good shoulder. And I'm like, I'm sorry, Uncle. It's been really tough these last couple of days. And you deserve better respect from me than that. I hope you'll forgive me.
And I apologize in advance, Rezin, but I kind of have to do this because of the best Li Shen braces himself, claps you on the shoulder, and says, "It's all right, Shamu. I saw you talking with the our uninvited guest earlier. What's their name?"
Did I get their name?
You did not.
I did not. I knew I forgot to ask something.
So again, it's that not sighing, but you can see he's forcibly making himself not sigh as he pats you on the shoulder and then walks into the clearing to set down his the burden off his back.
Right. All right. Well, you guys are in a clearing now. Does you guys gonna try and start setting up camp? I guess.
Yep.
Let's do it.
How is that? How's that going? I'd like for some of the players to kind of like talk through their setting up of camp actions.
Masaru is taking care of the campfire because he's ideally suited to that. If that is not a surprise to everybody, you're not paying attention.
Can I get some fresh water? Can I acquire water? Can I like find water?
Sure. I mean, there's plants all around. So, do you? I mean, yeah. Do you bend the water out of the plants?
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause that's not horrifying. I'll start setting tent.
Sorry, I care about myself and mine first and
Do you
foremost.
put it? I'm curious. Like, do you put the water in anything, or are you just kind of like floating it in the air, or like what are you doing when you pull
Maybe
the water
I
out?
have it in the air. I'm like, does anybody have a bucket?
I'll dig a camp kettle like out of the or a pot out of the camp supplies because we've been traveling, and like I'll hang it over the fire, and like you could put it right here, Doily.
Thank you. And then I think Bao Bao's gonna like scamper off a little bit and like probably go nuzzle up against Trinket. Because I
Oh.
think Bao Bao's just in love with Trinket just a little bit.
It's a giant friend.
It's so big.
So big, but so snuggly.
It hasn't tried to eat me even once.
Not even once.
After setting up the pot,
Yeah.
Li Shen is going to do a circuit around the clearing, and he's got his sword in its scabbard, dragging on the ground, not like digging like a deep furrow, but making a noticeable line on the ground, like disturbing the plants and everything like that, to kind of give a clear demarcation of this is where our camp should be. Do not go outside the line.
don't push through. All right, I like that. Anybody else have any plans on what they're doing?
I'm gonna do what was suggested and ask our prisoner their name. As as we get like closer to like fixing food and whatnot, I'll hand them the food that we have prepared for the evening. And
Yeah.
what is your
You get the-
name?
Oh,
I
sure.
never got your name.
You can kind of see that, because I don't know if you've been kind of dragging them along with you this whole time, through the fog and everything. So you can see in their face they're freaked out by something for sure. They're very just like closed off. They sort of look at you and they sort of take their food and they just kind of sit there and they don't really say anything to you.
Can I attempt to guide and comfort them?
Sure, you can if you want to do that. What do you say?
Like
Well, I
I
guess you
see
should-
that.
Well, actually, I want you to describe how you would try, and then I want you to roll after.
Okay. So I think I hand that food to them and sit down next to them with mine. And I go, hey, it's okay. We're no longer in the fog. The things that are in your mind can't hurt you now.
You can see that she's sort of getting, like, her eyes are sort of getting welled up, and she seems to be doing okay, but it's definitely like something has rocked her for sure. Give me that harmony roll.
Should I click the harmony or the guide and comfort?
I don't think it really matters because I think it rolls the same
It
thing.
actually doesn't.
It doesn't matter. Okay. Cool. Hey, 7 is a hit.
Sure. Okay. Well, they sort of take your comfort, and typically, if this was another player, they would have the ability to ask you a question. So I think she's going to take this opportunity to ask you a question, and then she's going to say, "Yeah, yeah, I've never really experienced anything like that before. Were you seeing things? Were there people talking to you that weren't there?"
I thought I was hearing someone antagonize me, and they weren't there. So it's some sort of way to trick you away from the village that we're trying to get to.
Sometimes the spirits give me just the creeps. Sometimes I can't believe they have that kind of power. I can only imagine if they used one of the talismans on them.
Talismans? What kind of talisman?
She's gonna kind of look up after she says that, and is just gonna kind of like,
Oops.
like shrug and just be like, "It's nothing." Go back to kind of
Nothing is always something. By the way, you never did tell us your name.
It's Lyra. My name is Lyra.
And Lyra, would you like to go back to the village that you came from?
I mean, there's not much left for me there. They destroyed it, like they do every village they go to. Kind of why I was forced to join them, I guess.
What village was that called?
I'm from a village north of the Earth Kingdom. It's sort of up by the mountains.
Hmm. What was your village's name?
I'm gonna have you. I'm gonna have you do another guide and comfort roll.
Okay.
Another harmony roll, at least.
Yeah. It's another hit?
It is.
You can hit on all harmony lows except those regarding Li Shen.
Or the other characters within the group.
Why would you need to be able to help us?
Yeah, I can't help you guys. Other people though. Random stranger?
Ridiculous.
Not you.
Bin-er is where I'm from.
I think
I'm gonna give this to the people who obviously know more about the Air Kingdom and or the Earth Kingdom, and Chime, I don't know if you're listening, but You would also know Ben It's a town. It's a city, sort of outside the outskirts of the northern air temple. It's a big trade city. A lot of it's basically a town where most of the other, since it's towards the north of the Earth Kingdom, or at the very tip of the north of the Earth Kingdom, it's where it's closest. It's close to the Water Tribe. It's part of the Earth Kingdom. It's easy for the Fire Nation to get there. It's a very centralized sort of like trade town that was pretty popular. And recently, since there have been rumors of all of these sort of spirit things happening, there might have been some rumors that that was also attacked, but you didn't really hear that many details about it. I'll say that.
I think Chamu will lean over to Chime. Sister Chime, do you know of Ben
Do I know of Ben Urt?
It's near the Northern Air Temple, which is where like the Northern Air Temple and the Southern Air Temple are the monk temples. Whereas you're from the Western Air Temple, so you've heard of it. I think you can decide on your own if you have been there before, or if your training sort of kept you more secluded towards to the Western Air Temple. With your,
but I've heard of it though, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
gotcha. I've heard of it. Why?
It would seem our prisoners, that would be where our prisoner is from, and there is no more. They are gone due to this shadow cabal, and they were forced more or less to join.
Question real quick. She's still wearing the cuffs then?
she has cuffs around her wrists, but not around her legs.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Then
Her
I'll
ankles.
Look over at that, and then after being told that, it's like, then do you think it's really appropriate to keep her bound like that?
For a moment
Ooh,
longer.
hold on, wait. Yeah, keep talking.
Oh.
Hold on, I have ideas here.
What?
Uh-oh.
Role play is juicy.
Kit, you did the bad thing. You give
I
him an
didn't do
idea.
the bad thing.
No,
I never do bad things.
This is so air nomad.
For a moment,
I know what I'm about.
we don't know their capabilities or anything, and they're just starting to open up to us. So for the moment, yes, we'll keep them with their hands bound. But do you know of any rituals in that northern area that might be practiced for wishing someone goodbye or for praising the dead?
It would depend on their individual customs.
It's just thank you. I was just wondering if you knew. He'll just lean back in over towards the prisoner and be like, "I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry for your loss. If there's something we can do later to pay them respect, please. A ritual or anything that you might know of, we'll do what we can."
She's gonna kind of look at you and sort of nod and turn away and kind of go back to her food that you gave to her.
I think I'll motion for Polly to come over.
I'll approach.
Right. I'm just gonna whisper in your ear everything that I've been told. Including maybe we should unshackle her. She's been through a lot, and including the pirates.
Then I'll ask for the keys back, or can I have the keys back?
Yeah, here you go, man.
And then I'm gonna go and just like kind of like in a mirror of what I did on the ship, walk up in front of her, and like just sit crisscross in front of her. And her name was Li Ren, right?
Lyra.
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 Hello, Lyra.
Hi. Seem to be everyone's focus of everyone's time and energy right now, huh?
Well, I mean, we've stopped for the night. It's time to actually have a conversation. Lyra, I'm going to be honest with you. I would like to let you go. But before that happens, I need to know you will not hurt any of us. I need to know what your group is planning. I need to know any information you have regarding that. Then you are free to go. You can travel with us as long as you do not harm any of us until we get you to a safe place, or you can go out. I know that you probably don't want to face the fogs yourself, but we can allow that. And you said everything you learned, right, Shamu?
Yeah. Everything I've learned up until
You
Well,
mentioned
yeah.
that the leader of your organization was very charismatic. Who was that leader?
I don't I, I don't really know his name. He's just the leader. He's the Grand Master.
Have you seen him before?
Uh around the when he's speaking to us. Yeah, I've seen him before.
And then I motioned to the eclectic group behind us. Did you see air nomad tattoos? Do they look like they came from the Fire Nation or the Earth Kingdom?
I don't I don't know where they're from. But they don't have any tattoos like she does. And like gesturing towards Chime.
That's fair.
I don't know that. I mean, they all dress. They all make us dress like this. It's like our uniform almost. It's just a part of being in the group.
Are there any masks or head coverings also included in the outfit that has been damaged in yours?
You can tell by like what she's wearing it's kind of like I would say it's kind of like a hood and then like a mask that comes up to like the nose. You can tell by the way it's like laying on her shoulders. And also like a headband, presumably.
Mira, when we let you go, will you be rejoining them or will you be finding your own way?
Well, I'm not going back out into that fog, if that's what you're asking.
I meant in the longer term. I'm sorry, child. After you are free to go and we get you someplace safely, will you seek them out again, or will you just go off on your own? There's no wrong answer here. I'm just curious.
Can you give me a plead roll, Harmony?
Okay.
I'm sure you'll probably get this because it's your
Yeah, it's my big one.
big one.
That's a hit.
Uh, Well, I mean, it's not like they came looking for me after the pirates took me, so I don't really know what I would do if I did reach back up with them. Besides, they're probably halfway to the desert by now.
So they're heading for the desert next. That was your next location?
I mean, that's what the plan was we were leaving the mountains and headed towards they were going to head towards Senlin. And then they were supposed to go. There was a tree that they were talking about going to. And then after that, they were going to head towards the desert.
Did you know where in the desert they were heading?
Some library. I don't know who puts a library in the middle of the desert, but
Okay, Joe knows this. Does Li Shen know what's about to happen?
I think the only person who might have a clue about the library is our air nomad, because I can guarantee you that Masaru doesn't know shit.
Who don't know nothing about no library learning.
Can Dorothy read?
No.
I don't think she can.
Yeah,
I don't think it's important out here.
We
in
don't
the
need none of them
swamp.
fancy letters to be getting by where I'm
Only
from.
reads by vibes.
and not a single book has passed the vibe check yet.
Yeah. The only reading I do is reading vibes, and nobody here's passing.
Really? Nobody's passing? Masaru takes this personally.
So okay.
sorry, excuse me.
Basically, I think that's all we're gonna get out of her. So after that, Li Shen gets up, goes to his pack, gets like the equivalent of like a spare set of clothes that are Earth Kingdom related. Brings them over and says, we're gonna put up a sheet for you real quick to change.
Well, I mean, you guys do have earthbenders. You could probably just like make a wall.
Literally, make a
Chamu, if you could make an alcove here.
just make a cube around them.
I will then unlock their shackles and give her the clothes and be like, this would give you a better way to blend in. I do ask if we could have that uniform instead as partly recompense, as you no longer need it.
I don't know if this is the right way to use this, but I think I would like you to roll me a creativity roll, please.
No, don't do that.
Old men are
Everything
not
should be
known for the
harmony.
creativity.
Roll harmony on everything. Yeah, I'm still good.
All right.
Grandpa powers activated.
All right. Sure. She changes and she'll give you her clothes, and she's gonna look at you and well, here you can have my old clothes. You're not gonna do anything weird with them, are you, old man?
No, I assure you. Just in case one of us does need to infiltrate your former compatriots. Put it away, along with the shackles and the keys, all into the packs. And yeah, then he'll announce that he'll take first watch if people want to sleep.
I'll
Okay.
do something in the middle of the night because I'm real good at dealing with these here fogs.
Okay. Do we want to set up sort of like a watch system?
Yeah,
We probably should.
I'll take the second to last watch.
All right. Who said first? Poli?
Poli.
Who two?
Dorley will go second.
Masaru will take the darkest part of the night. He'll take the middle.
Oh no.
It's gonna be fine. Don't worry about it.
Proto himbo ass gonna just light your way the entire time. Like, Masaru, let's go to sleep.
All right. I'm gonna say that that's probably gonna be 3.
And then I'll take
Yeah,
fourth.
All right.
Suppose
then I
that leaves
guess
me for the morning
Chime
shift.
for the morning, I suppose.
I'm used to getting up early to meditate. It's fine.
All right. Great. Whale.
Whale.
We can do that. I will say that we are sort of getting close to the end of session. We're about 15 minutes out, so I think now would be a good time to maybe do our growth questions. See if anyone gets any closer to advancing. I think a few of us might be.
We can handle mine first.
I think I did
Sure.
pretty good. I think I did pretty good.
Yes. Poli, you did not move anyone towards any sort of different balance, so
I have not taken on any new proteges, nor has my one protege moved their balance core to one of their other principles, so I do not advance.
all right. Masaru, I'm pretty comfortable in saying you probably don't advance either. Let me look at your stuff.
There's
no.
because of technical difficulties, I didn't get a chance to participate very much this
do
session.
much, yes. Okay.
We were glad that you were here anyway.
It's
I know how
true.
much that sucks because I just got out of that situation of having a computer that constantly hated me.
This is just purely in my mind, but I fully think that Masaru was humming like the Fire Nation version of Fireflies.
I did get some. I did get some growth here, so because I know some of the basic questions, I still get growth points for, even if I don't actually advance.
Yes. Yeah, let's go through them. Did you learn something challenging, excited, or complicated about the world?
I mean, kind of. Like, I discovered a new spirit that's kind of messed up.
Yeah.
It's not new to. It's new to him, but not new to other people.
Sure. Yeah, I'll give it to you. Did you stop a dangerous threat or solve a community problem?
No.
Did you guide a companion towards balance or end your session at center?
I did end the session at center.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
And my personal growth question is no. It's did you express gratitude to a companion for their presence, support, or teaching? And because I didn't get to interact much, sad face, that answer is a no.
All right. Chime.
Yeah.
Did you learn something challenging, exciting, or complicated about the world?
Not particularly, no.
Did you stop a dangerous threat or solve a community problem?
I'm gonna go with probably nah.
Did you guide a companion towards balance or end the session at your center?
I did end the session. I said,
All right. Yeah, I'll give you that one. Definitely, of course. Did you
And-
accomplish a feat worthy of your burden and tradition?
I'm gonna go with probably no.
I'm going to say no for that one as well.
Yeah, I protected from the fog, but it's not really a big. I made a wind.
Yeah,
an air
you're
nomad.
just doing a lot of blowing.
Like, yeah, I know. What did you
Doing
do
a lot of
today?
blowing.
Wind.
Wind.
Okay.
let's go to Chamu next. Chamu, did you learn something challenging, exciting, or complicated about the world? I would say you definitely did. You got a lot of information out of our captive for sure. So I'll give you that one.
Learn more about the Shadow Cabal and the entities that haunt around the swamp that can play tricks on you.
Yes. Did you stop a dangerous threat or solve a community problem?
Not kind in a roundabout way, but like it's kinda right.
I would say, I mean, it's dangerous threat, community problem. I'm gonna, since it's like the same as like what you got the point for in the last question, I'm gonna say maybe not that one.
No.
Did you guide a companion towards balance or end the session at your center? I believe your balance is still kind of shifted from the from the interactions with the pirates. So we're going to keep it that way for now. And so I'm going to say no to that. And then your growth question is, did you help a companion find a significant success with their issue or lead the group to finding a significant collective success?
I tried, but I don't think we ever got there as a success. I mean, we did get there and we did make camp, but like everyone was playing their part in that. So can he say that he did that? No, not really. He did get more information out of that. Oh my god, I've forgotten her names.
Her name is Lyra.
So Lyra. Got more information out of Lyra, and we've released her, which was important. To Chime, and I feel like
with you guys.
Look, we didn't know if she could hurt us badly or not. We didn't know she was just a peon. What if she was someone?
Tell you that
later. I don't think she told us initially up front.
I think when you first talked to her, she mentioned that she was kind of low on the totem pole.
Yeah, pretty much the first thing she said is, I'm just a lackey.
I'm just a lackey. Yes, but you know things. So we know a little bit more about what's going on and where they've been and where they're going to. So that's kind of cool. But does it help us?
I don't know if it answers your question specifically, because I don't know if I wouldn't classify her as a companion.
And I don't think I succeeded in guiding or comforting Polly.
No.
He's
not.
So I can't even say. I mean, I did guide and comfort our prisoner into.
That's not the same.
But I mean, that's not the same thing at all. No. No. I'm just gonna say no to that. So.
All right. And the person who I believe probably got the most growth in this episode.
Because I rolled good today.
Dora, did you learn something challenging, exciting, or complicated about the world?
I'm
gonna probably say no for this one for you.
Yeah, I don't think she did.
I don't know if you really learned anything. At least nothing that like wasn't told to the group.
No, I was
sort of discovery.
I had the knowledge.
Did you stop a dangerous threat or solve a community problem?
I think
I would say you did.
Yeah.
I would say there was a problem with one of your members of your community, and you sought to fix that, and you did. So I would give you that one. So that means you fulfilled one thing of growth. It means you get to pick a thing from your advancements. You get to do it in advance. And then, did you guide a companion towards balance or end the session at your center? It looks like your center you are not in your center currently.
No.
So we're gonna say no for that. And then your question is: did you express vulnerability by admitting you were wrong, or that you should have listened to someone you ignored? I don't know if you really expressed any vulnerability.
No, I don't think I did. I think I was the one being loud and helpful.
You're being helpful, yes.
Just loud and helpful. But
All right.
hey, I get a growth.
You do get a growth. So you get to pick something from the growth advancements. You can take a new move from your playbook. You can take a new move from another playbook. You can raise a stat by 1. You can shift your center. Or you can unlock your moment of balance, which is something that we haven't gotten to yet. But
No one shift their center until I've had a chance to take them as a protege.
It's a little too early for us
Do
to be
what I
shifting our center.
want.
so you can think about what you want to do, and we'll probably come back to that next session. But in the meantime, thank you guys for being here with us for Avatar Session 3. I entitled this episode "The Swamp's Embrace." I kind of liked the idea of the fog being sort of like a hug that you probably don't want.
We got
But-
swamp hugged.
I did think we were gonna end up getting to the swamp this episode, but we did not. So, but that's okay. We will probably get there next time. So thank you for joining us on this fun little adventure that we had today. Don't forget to if you haven't used your spooky snack hashtag, if you haven't used them up yet, do that right now, or you won't get a chance for this stream. But you have tomorrow's stream and the beginning of the alien stream to get that in to win Panajohn's lovely goodie box. And yeah, thank you for being here, and thank you for supporting Shadows of Nox, and we will see you next time.